What is going on, YouTube land? I am Chris Catalunya. Before we get into this review, go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the _ at the end. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it, and hit me up with a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video at the end. Alright, let's get into it. So right now it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm actually dressed up because I have to go to work a UT women's volleyball game. But before I go there, I actually got a call yesterday from Sneaker Politics saying that I won a pair of the Yeezy 700s, that grayish, charcoalish, that dirty color. I'm gonna get in my car and go to Sneaker Politics right now.
Like I talk it, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it, walk it like I talk it, you walk it like I talk it.
So I got to Sneaker Politics a little bit early. It's about 10:30 in the morning right now. They don't open until 11 a.m. So I'm actually gonna head to another store. It's called No Comply. It is a skate shop here in Austin, Texas, and they were actually releasing the Nike SB Dunks, the ones that look like Doc Martens. So I'm gonna go over there and hopefully they're open and I'll go check those out. Maybe I'll purchase them. So it's about 10:50 in the morning here at Sneaker Politics. I'm about to pick up those Yeezy 700s. They're not open just yet. So now I am back at my apartment. As you saw with the clips at the beginning, I was able to capitalize on the Yeezy 700, the Mauves from Sneaker Politics, and from No Comply, I was able to get the Nike SBs, otherwise known as the Doc Marten editions. But for this video, we're only going to talk about the Yeezy 700, and we'll leave the Doc Martens for another video. These Yeezy 700 Mauves came out today, which is October 27th of 2018, and they retailed at a price of about $300, at about $10 to $20 in tax, just based on your location. Looking at the resale market, looking at GOAT, StockX, Grailed, these are not doing so hot. Again, these retailed at $300. Looking on those apps, you can find this going for about $350 to about $380. So as of right now, you're not going to see too much in terms of profit. I'm going to be upfront with you. I really wasn't a fan of the 700 series shoe, the first iteration of the 700s. It took a long time for me to grow to like them. I know when they released back in 2017, I was like, this is not happening. Then around now, I get it. They kind of look good, but these, I don't think I will ever grow to like these shoes. These shoes are just hideous right out of the box. This is a no-go. Looking at the lateral side of the shoe and at the medial side of the shoe, you can see that both sides look the same. They're identical and symmetrical. So during this video, we'll only talk about the lateral side and not the medial side of the shoe since it's identical. So let's delve in. Towards the front of the shoe, you will see this hairy suede panel right here, and it's actually in that mauve color. I really don't understand why they use the name mauve for this particular shoe, because when I hear the name mauve, I would envision the whole shoe to be in that same color set. And it's not. This panel is the only panel that is in that mauve color set. And if you don't know what mauve is like a palish purple. Now, adjacent to that hairy suede leather panel, this panel right here that is done up in dark gray is like a smooth leather. And under that dark gray smooth panel, we have this hairy gray that is also done in that same dark gray. Now, outside of that hairy suede leather and that smooth leather, we have 3 panels of mesh nylon. And what's cool about these is that they're done in different colors. We have like a bluish gray right here, a dark gray right here, and a lighter gray. And what's also different about these meshing is that the diameter of the holes. So these are going to be super small, these are going to be of like a medium size, and these holes a little bit bigger. Now behind this dark gray meshing is 3 stripes, and these 3 stripes, you can't really see it in the light. You'll have to be in the dark and shine light on it, but they're done up in 3M material, so they are reflective. So if you're running at nighttime, someone can see you. But for real, are you gonna be running in the dark with these? Now let's go back to that hairy suede panel at the back. Now enclosed in it is gonna be like a TPU material, or a plastic that is done up in like a dark gray material. Getting to the vamp of the shoe, or the toe box area, we have this symmetrical shape right here, and it's done in a lighter gray color. And what I like about this toe box panel is how it's stitched on top of other panels. I like how that light gray panel meets that mauve panel and forms a shape right here to where that meshing, that bluish gray meshing goes in right here, and it fits perfectly. Getting into the lacing system, sewn onto the toe box, we have this loop right here that's done up in nylon material, and it seems like it's coated in a dark gray plastic. On the hairy suede leather panels and on the smooth leather panels, we have the eyelets that are punched into the shoe. And the laces that feed into those eyelets are of oval shaped and a dark gray color. The oglets, or the end of the shoelaces, they're nothing special, it's just clear plastic that seals off the ends. Honestly, I think these gray laces, they're pretty boring, and I wish they would have used this lime green accent and used like lime green laces and included them in the box or something, because I think that lime green would have looked so dope on this shoe, and I probably wouldn't think this shoe as ugly. And yes, I know some of you are probably like, just go out and buy your own 99-cent lime green laces. It's just not the same. If I'm paying $300 for this shoe, you would have thought that someone would have included lime green laces. I mean, that's the least you could have done. Like, whoever was on the design board for this shoe, green laces, y'all. Y'all are slipping. Moving on from the lacing system to the tongue of the shoe, because that only makes sense. You can see that it's done up in that same dark gray colorway. And whether this is done up in polyester or nylon, I really can't tell. But you can see that it has that same mesh characteristic that the lateral and the medial sides of the shoe have. The inside of the tongue is done up in light gray, and honestly, I really enjoy this contrast of color between the inside and the outside of the tongue. Also on this tongue, in the inside, there is an elastic band that is sewn on the tongue and sewn into the midsole of the shoe. Now this elastic band keeps this tongue pressing against your foot when you slip your foot inside. This gives it a snug fit. The back or the heel of the shoe, now this is comprised of several different material as well. You have this hairy suede leather panel right here, wraps from the medial side of the shoe to the lateral side of the shoe. And what I like about this specific panel right here is that you have 8 dots on the left side and 8 dots on the right side, and it looks like they're getting bigger in size as they ascend. This hairy suede panel is stitched on top of some meshing, and this meshing is done in a light gray color. And what I really enjoy about this meshing is the diameters of the hole. They look pretty big in comparison to the other meshing used on this shoe. What I also like about the heel is the heel counter. Now, in trying to press the heel down, it's pretty difficult to push it down. It's done up in a TPU material, and I like that because it gives you a lot of ankle support. And that seems to be a lacking feature in a lot of the fashion running shoes that are coming out nowadays. So for this shoe to have this heel counter right here done up in TPU, and for it to be super firm and sturdy, that's cool. The lining of the shoe is done up in a light gray color, which I actually like, because if it's done up in white or something lighter than this light gray, it's easy for dirt to show up. This lining is also padded on all sides of this shoe, which is pretty cool. Now, looking at the lateral side of the shoe on the inside, there is some Yeezy branding right here. You'll see that it's done up in box logo form. It's like a black box with the Yeezy logo done in that mauve color. Pulling the insole out from the shoe, you can see that lining color, it's matching the insole of the shoe. And at the heel of the shoe, it says Yeezy in black and the Adidas logo in black as well. This insole is pretty freaking thin. You can see it's done up in a white colorway. And yes, there is no support or cushioning in this, but it's totally fine because we're dealing with Boost technology, which we're going to get into next. The midsole of the shoe looks pretty alien, and it's done in an EVA foam. Now the colors that they employ is called mauve again, but it looks more like a brownish gray. Accompanied with that brownish gray color are these 2 hits right here of that lime green, and honestly, this is probably what's saving the shoe, these 2 accent marks right here. This shoe is employing the use of EVA foam, but inside that EVA foam is that boost technology that you'll find in the V2s, that you'll find in Ultra Boost, in NMDs, and we are all well aware that boost technology, it's freaking comfortable and it provides a lot of cushioning. Moving on to the outsole of the shoe, and if you've watched my videos previously, you know I am a sucker for gum-soled shoes. I love gum-soled shoes. It just brings me back to high school varsity volleyball and indoor soccer. I grew up on Guam, so if you're judging me because I played varsity volleyball, go jump off a bridge. So yes, we have that gum material. Gum is very sticky when it's on the court, and the traction markings on here, they like protrude like crazy. They're like sticking out. I really like that about this gum-soled shoe. Towards the top of the shoe, we have arch grooves going on. As we get to the middle of the shoe, or what comprises most of the gum, is going to be these zigzag grooves, which is pretty cool. And on the bottom, it's pretty boring. You just have lines going across, and you have Adidas imprint right there. Now, seeping from the midsole of the shoe, we have that brownish gray that is reaching towards the outsole of the shoe. And this looks pretty cool. It's forming these pockets or these holes to which you can see the boost material, which is done up in white. This is almost something that is saying like, hey, we actually have boost in this shoe. I'm not too sure if all of this midsole is comprised of boost technology or how much of it is comprised of boost, but I guess we won't know unless someone cuts it up. Let's talk fitment. Now, I usually rock a size 8.5 or a 9 in US, whether I'm rocking Nike, Adidas, Pumas, whatever. These are a size 9. I put my foot in, and towards the toe box area, it feels really snug. Normally, I feel like I have half a centimeter to a full centimeter of toe space inside the shoe when I put my foot in, but that is definitely not the case with these shoes. I feel like my toe is touching the top of the toe box of this shoe. So if anything, I would recommend that you go a half size up from what you normally wear. These are definitely not true to size. Will this shoe stretch out? I can't really say. I've never worn 700s before. The shoe is comprised of several different types of leather. It is comprised of nylon, which is somewhat stretchable, but I really don't know. I can't give you that information. I think the best information is to go out and get a half size bigger, or maybe even stick in one of those wood shoe trees inside the shoe and try to stretch it out. In terms of comfort, I don't think I can give you good information. I know in watching a lot of other YouTubers that reviewed this specific shoes and talking with a lot of friends that have 700s, they really like the comfort of the shoe and say that it feels a lot better than the V2s or Ultra Boosts. In the 8 hours that I've worn the shoe, I really expected this shoe to have a lot of cushioning like the V2s or the Ultra Boost, but because it has this EVA foam and provides as like reinforcement from that boost, I kind of feel like I have a lot more support than cushioning, which is pretty crazy because in those other boosted shoes, I felt like I didn't have support, so I can see why people like this shoe. Now, is this shoe worth $300? I really do think that the materials used on the uppers of this shoe, on the midsole of the shoe, on the outsole of the shoe, this is a really quality shoe. To get to that $300 price point, I don't really get it. You're definitely paying for the name or the hype of Kanye West. I think the 700s definitely warrant a price cut. Maybe price them in the range of like Human Races or something like that. How much are V2s? V2s are like $200 at retail. Definitely a $250 price point. I think that's more reasonable than $300 that they're giving for this shoe. Alright guys, I think this is a good stopping point for this shoe review. What do you think about the Yeezy 700s, the Mauves? Is this a good shoe? A bad shoe? Let me know down in the comments below. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you truly enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out my Instagram and to subscribe to my channel on the bottom right. Alright guys, I am Chris Catalunya, and we will check you next time. Cheers! Sige na!